From First Coast News, this is Good Morning Jacksonville.
Bystanders dodging bullets inside of this West Side gas station last night. Now one man is dead, another recovering in the hospital, and police left trying to put together the pieces of what happened after the suspect takes off on foot. This is off of Blanding Boulevard and Duclay Road. Now we're going to have a live update for you coming up in your Power Block of News in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. Your second big story. It was a Canadian-based rehab facility came all the way here to Jacksonville to help fight the city's opioid crisis.
You're going to hear from one survivor about his journey to recovery and how it can help others who may be struggling. That's coming up in just 2 minutes. And your third big story on this Monday morning, we have a heads up for beachgoers. Starting today, parts of Jacksonville Beach will be shut down.
Beautiful look. You want to go out there, you want to do everything you can, but crews are going to start moving sand to the south and restoring dunes there. So areas will be shut down from 14th Ave South to 27th Ave South. So avoid that and don't walk on the dunes. And now let's check in with First Coast News storm expert Mike Franklin. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Yeah, not waking up with thunderstorms, but rain showers. Get those umbrellas out early this morning. Not a rainy Monday by any means, but we are going to see rain first thing this morning. Already seeing that in western Nassau County, the west side of Duval, up into Baker County. Some areas in Baker County and Columbia County have already had about a quarter inch of rain, and it's moving east. So I-10, some soggy roadways, I-295 west, crossing Highway 301 toward Ratliff. So you see St. George getting in on some of those showers. Should move toward Yulee and Fernandina between 7:15-ish and about 7:42. To the south we go. The heaviest showers for Baldwin to just east of McClenny along Highway 301. These are moving east-northeast along I-10, and they'll reach Duval and areas like Oakleaf as we head towards 7:04, Jacksonville by 7:17, and then off to the beaches we go with this rain by 8:01. So the main things we're watching, some slick roadways with some heavier downpours, nothing severe, but here's the deal. Not just rain in the forecast, but we've got some sunshine on the increase. By the lunch hour, we'll take a look at a brighter finish to Monday coming up. But first, let's get to work safely. And we can do that with Katie Jeffries and the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you very much, Mike. All right, starting with the live look here. This is I-10 and Chafee, and we're watching this because this is probably the first camera we're going to start to see that rain. Right now, traffic is moving well, but when we take a look here at the traffic maps, you can see that rain that's basically already at Baldwin at this point when we take a look towards those maps. So that rain, like I said, approaching Baldwin, and it's kind of leaving a trail of some ponding on the roadways behind it, so please be careful. Drive time currently still normal, 10 minutes to go from 301 towards 295. Would not be surprised though if I see that start to kind of increase as people slow down because of the rain. If you're traveling here along 295, the East Beltway, not seeing any slowdowns. Traveling in Clay County, still no reported crashes, no reported problems on 17 or on Blanding at the moment. But again, be careful for that rain as it makes its way into the Jacksonville area. Back to you.
Thanks for that heads up, Katie. 12 people overdose on opioids every single day in the city of Jacksonville. Let's stop and think about it. So one rehab group wanted to do something about this problem. A Canadian-based rehab group chose Jacksonville to host an addiction seminar because of the city's problems with opioids and drugs. Richard Preston, he says he struggled with addiction for so long. It started when he was 6 years old and he had his very first drink. And he says no matter how successful someone is, they can fall into that trap and need help to get themselves out.
I was voted most likely to succeed, scholarship to college, 1460 on my SAT scores, but I still succumbed to drug addiction.
Now, you may recall the city recently agreed to fund an opioid intervention program. It helps patients go from hospitals to rehab immediately, so there's no delay between an overdose and recovery. Lou.
Thank you, Keitha. Well, we had a very special house guest in Sinbad on the chat, and he was also here for a very big show on Friday, but the actor and comedian Sinbad had some trouble getting out of Jacksonville over the weekend, posting on Twitter that his plane hit a dozen birds during the takeoff out of JIA and had to go back to the airport. Birds will do a mess to planes, man. Those birds were big, too, turkey vultures, and the plane hit them about 3,000 feet up. Later, he tweeted out that he got delayed a second time because of a storm and said, quote, "God does not want me to go to Mississippi." That was where his next show was, in Tunica to be specific. It had to be canceled on Saturday. His next performance is set for this next weekend in North Carolina. Well, a man is taken into custody after an hours-long standoff. This is in South Florida, and here's where it gets unusual. Police say a man climbed onto a crane, then started throwing objects off of a 26-story building in Hollywood on Sunday.
The man got up there around 3 o'clock in the morning and just kept throwing things like buckets and pieces of wood. The good news, though, is no one got close enough to get hurt. Nearly 11 hours later, he finally came down and was taken to a hospital for evaluation. Goodness. Well, a scary sight out of Miami Beach this weekend. You see, usually it's sharks that prompt scares on the sand, but this gator was spotted in the ocean. What is he doing there?
5-foot gator. Got a little lost, ended up near some jetties on Sunday. Florida Fish and Wildlife crews came out to wrangle the gator and got him back to some fresh water where he's a little happier. Yeah.
All right, so a local youth football group gets help from the First Coast to play on their field, their new field. Hilliard Youth Football recently moved to Jacksonville to a league here, and it needed some money to refurbish the home field in Nassau County, which hadn't been used in about 8 years. The group got the funding it needed, so teams will hold their very first official practices on the field tonight at 6 o'clock.
Well, believe it or not, we're 154 days away from Christmas, and it won't be long until we see all of that holiday-themed decor on our store shelves. But at Wolfson Children's Hospital, Christmas is tomorrow. It's the big drop-off day for the Christmas in July campaign, spreading joy to kids who need it the most.
Next time won't you play with me?
Brianna Tort is a patient at Wolfson Children's Hospital.
It's hard to see her so sleepy, so sick, no energetic at all. It's hard.
Her mom, Mary, brought her into the hospital after she noticed that she was lethargic and had breathing problems. She had pneumonia.
This whole environment can be traumatic for her, especially for her because she's special needs and sometimes she don't understand.
But the musical toys Julie Averett brings to her room help to make her day a little brighter.
She loves music, yeah.
Julie is a board-certified music therapist at Wolfson, and she brought with her a toy for Brianna, a toy that wouldn't be possible without donations to the hospital.
We are able to bring them pieces of home and pieces of comfort during a time that they may be stuck in their room for most of their stay.
Which can help with their recovery, especially, in her case, musical toys.
Without the donations, I wouldn't be able to give them those therapeutic tools to help them bedside because they need that activity to increase their breathing, to increase their movement, and to be able to go home sooner.
The hospital's drive will restock the toy closet and playrooms, which will help to make the children's stay a little more enjoyable.
And when you're here, you're not feeling good. And to know that there are people that they've never met helping to encourage them through their healing and their time, it's beautiful.
Now, there is still some time to help out. Here are some ways that you can donate. First, you can donate online. Go to christmasjuly.com. It's easy, it's secure, it only takes a few minutes. Another way is to create a Facebook fundraiser. I've seen a few of these. Get your family and friends involved in the fun. Third, you can shop on Amazon. Child life specialists at Wolfson have created an Amazon registry of toys, so you can shop there and get them directly shipped to the hospital. Or finally, you can donate an actual physical toy. The best ones are easy to clean. They don't require a lot of movement for kids to play with, just in case the kids are confined to a bed or a room. And you can drop those toys off at Jersey Mike locations around town today, or you could take them directly to the hospital tomorrow. We'll also post all of this information on our website, firstcoastnews.com.
Yeah, it was a big home run for one Jacksonville couple this weekend. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp helped one man pop a very important question to his girlfriend.
Army veteran Chase Bernardi was called up as the Budweiser Veteran of the Day, but he had other plans. Popped the question to his girlfriend Siobhan nonetheless.
Finding out that it wasn't about him at all whatsoever, it was so he can ask you to marry him. I was shocked. Like, I put my face in his in his chest because I was crying.
And there she goes. She was wearing the ring, so she said yeah. And the game itself didn't happen. Had storms there, and that's why they're doing it there in the concourse. But no problems. They're very, very happy.
Congratulations to them. All right, 39 minutes past the hour on this Monday morning. So it looked like he would lose a big league in the last day. So how did Jordan Spieth overcome some big problems to win the U.S. Open? That story at 6:50. But first, we have got to take a live look outside this morning. It is gorgeous right now, but how is the rest of your morning shaping up? Our storm expert meteorologist Mike Prangley is back with your forecast in just 2 minutes.
Great to be with you. Good morning, Katie. A gorgeous start. Now at the
Good
beach,
morning.
we had this sunrise. I mean, look at that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Okay, and I know it's a gorgeous start, but we've got to get ready for rain, even at the beach as we head towards 7:30. So we got to be ready. Already moving into Duval. Let me show you what I mean. We go to radar, and as we check out the west side right now, some heavier downpours. Could see a quick 1/10 of an inch of rain, and it's moving east. So we're talking areas of Nassau County, Yulee, Fernandina over the next half hour. A1A crossing I-95, Mandarin getting in on some of that rain. So really, as we head into the 7 o'clock hour, things quickly going downhill, I-95 to the east to the beaches. And there's a second wave of rain we're tracking that's going to cause some slick roadways out toward I-75. So this will push to the east. Lake City's already had one round of rain. A second round is on the way. And then once we get through those 2 rounds of rain, Katie, it does look like a much drier afternoon. I'll have your best beach time coming up.
All right, so you just got to get through the morning commute, it sounds like. In
Yes.
the evening, it'll be a lot better. All right, so let's take a look. This is a look towards 295, kind of near the San Jose exit, so not far from the Buckman Bridge. Starting to pick up, but that rain isn't here just yet. Let's take a look here at your traffic maps. So going across the San Jose kind of Buckman Bridge area, about 10 minutes to go from Blanding over towards I-95. That's not bad at the moment, but you've got all this rain making its way towards the Jacksonville area. So I-10 commuters, it's basically just kind of a wet ride for you guys, Lake City all the way towards Jacksonville, because that thunderstorm just kind of moved right down the I-10 line. So if you're maybe driving in from the beach, at least it's not rainy there just yet, but like Mike said, 7:30 is when the Jacksonville area is going to start to see this rain. Downtown bridges are moving up to speed at the moment, but that rain, it always makes me nervous when it rains during either the morning or the evening commute.
Peak.
Please be careful.
Right, and a much better drive home. So let's just get to work safely.
Thank you, guys. And still to come on GMJ, one company wants some help from the city of Jacksonville to create some more jobs.
But if it doesn't get that help, the city may lose jobs. We'll have that story for you at 6:52.
Plus, President Trump continues his fight to get lawmakers to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. I'm Lindsay Boach, and I'll tell you how the president is moving forward today, coming up in your Power Block of News.
And welcome back. It's time now for your Power Block of nonstop news on this Monday morning. Today, a member of the president's inner circle is set to go before the Senate Intelligence Committee.
President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will testify about his meeting with a Russian lawyer and lobbyist during the 2016 election, but his testimony will not be given under oath. Again, a closed session. We'll have more on this coming up on the Today Show and Good Morning America, which begin right at 7 o'clock when we finish up here. Here in Jacksonville, one person sent to the hospital after a crash. This is in the Bartram Park area Sunday, but neighbors say it's not the first time that they've seen something like this.
It happened along Bartram Park Boulevard, and people who live in the area say speeding mixed with blind spots along the road make this a very dangerous stretch. You're going to hear more about how they want to change that area. That's coming up in just about 7 minutes. But first, a developing story we've been following overnight into the early morning on Jacksonville's west side. Police are searching for a gunman after that man opens fire at a gas station just full of customers. This happened on Blanding Boulevard just north of Collins Road.
There was a person killed, another hurt in that shooting. Alex Osiris live at the scene with the latest on this case this morning as they search for a suspect.
Guys, bystanders were inside at the time as bullets were flying past them. All of this unfolding in the doorway of that gas station here on Duclay and Blanding Boulevard, a very high traffic area. People actually going in this morning trying to get gas, but being turned away. As we just saw an employee arrive here, they told us to stay back from the property, but people being turned away from getting gas this morning, still trying to clean up from what happened last night. No shattered glass, but we did see some evidence of that shooting in the doorway area. Now, police say it all started as an argument inside of the convenience store portion of this gas station, somehow becoming a shooting. They say that they're not exactly sure what the argument pertained to, but are still trying to figure that out. 2 people were shot. One of the men was killed here at the scene. The other person, police do not know if they were related to the argument or may have been hit by a stray bullet. That part's still unknown at this time. But then the suspect taking off on foot, heading westbound on Duclay Road, still on the loose this morning. Police trying to figure out where they may be. Reporting live on the west side, Alex Ositis, First Coast News.
President Trump has invited Senate Republicans to the White House today after a second failed GOP attempt to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. I'm Lindsay Boach, and that's what's topping our national headlines this morning at 6:49. They'll discuss the next move for health care. It became clear last Tuesday they did not have the votes to pass a plan to replace the current health care system. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced the Senate would move ahead on a straight-up repeal vote early next week. It's a plan that the president has endorsed. 3 U.S. airlines will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines to resolve government claims they violated rules aimed at protecting consumers. American Airlines reportedly failed to make timely refunds to passengers and will pay $250,000. Delta underreported the number of mishandled baggage complaints. They owe $200,000. And Frontier involuntarily bumped passengers from overbooked flights without first seeking volunteers or providing proper compensation. They will pay $400,000. The airlines deny any wrongdoing. Just one day after turning 69, the oldest manatee in captivity died yesterday. Snooty was born in Miami, never lived in the wild. The museum officials don't know all of the details, but it appears one of the manatees in the aquarium knocked a panel door open in an underwater area, and when Snooty tried to swim through the tight area, he couldn't get out. The 1,300-pound manatee had been in good health, eating about 80 pounds of vegetables a day. And did you catch this yesterday? Jordan Spieth wins the British Open. He played pretty good in the back nine, holding off Matt Kuchar, and he won by 3 shots. After 13, he was a shot back and then went birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie to win. But that came after he made an improbable bogey from the driving range. So now he has a chance at a very rare career Grand Slam. He won the Masters and U.S. Open back in 2015. So now he just has to win the PGA Championship. Oh, and by the way, he is only 23 years old.
He's a kid.
Yeah, I'm proud
Just
of him.
a kid. He's got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to do it. All right, it'll happen. Maybe not this year, but it will definitely happen. Thank you, Lindsay. 6:51 is your time. Let's go live now out to a beautiful sight at the beach, sunrise happening, and you see a boat out there in the distance. Mike Prangley, what do you think that boater out there should do right now?
I think the boaters need to come in soon. I think we're going to have our morning rain showers filling quickly, so beautiful sunrise. The best time for the beach is right now for the next 30 minutes or so, and then this afternoon. So look at our Jacksonville beach forecast. Here comes the rain as early as 7, 8 a.m. and then some sunshine returns for the afternoon. Even on the sand, I think we could hit 90 degrees. So umbrellas to start. Yellow light, 77 degrees, sunshades to finish with temperatures near 90 and a heat index of 100. So here's what I'm talking about. Radar filling in on the west side, western Nassau, Duval County, moving along I-10, 295 west now, quickly moving toward the airport. And notice this rain's moving toward Yulee, Fernandina by 7:30, Jax Beach, all right, by 7:49, and off to Ponte Vedra just before 8 a.m. And then there's a second wave of rain that will fill in and probably intensify. This is the line that could maybe bring in a little bit of thunder. Okay, so right now towards White Springs, Worthington Springs, getting ready for that rain. Lake City over the next 10 minutes or so. Then it'll move toward Ullisty and Cliftonville as we head just after 7:30. Futurecast doing a good job showing that second wave filling in, moving toward Duval, St. John's Clay, Putnam County by 10:30 a.m. But I did say we'd have some rainbows back in the forecast this afternoon. You can see why. We dry out. Should be a beautiful finish to our day. In fact, get ready to send more beautiful sunset pictures, and we'll share them tomorrow morning. As far as the week goes, yes, some rounds of rain, what we normally see this time of year. But for the Journey concert, it's a go. There's your low 90s. And then for the weekend, watching for some good soccer weather by Sunday. Now let's get to Katie Jeffries in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Thank you so much. All right, starting with a look at I-10 near Chaffee, and you can see that rain starting to come down here in this area as those showers make their way towards Jacksonville. So do be careful. You can see some of the spray coming up off the roadway there. Because let's take a look at our traffic maps. That rain is making its way towards Jacksonville right as we begin the morning rush. Now in Nassau County, wanted to let you know we've gotten word of a crash with injuries. US 17 and Goodbread Road, that's near Yulee. All lanes there are blocked according to the Florida Highway Patrol. So you want to take take State Road 200 over towards I-95, depending on if you're traveling northbound or southbound. But I-95 is probably your best alternate route instead of 17. So still watching these showers. They've just kind of traveled down I-10. Now they've passed Baldwin, approaching downtown. We've already got that congestion that we see every morning along I-10 eastbound at this point from 295 towards downtown, riding at about 7 minutes. I would expect that, though, to increase as the showers move in because we haven't seen rain in the morning commute for quite some time. So please take it easy, slow it down, and expect some delays out there. Back to you.
Some good advice there. Thanks for that. It's now 53 minutes past the hour on this Monday morning. Let's get to your top stories. We mentioned earlier one person was injured in this crash in the Bartram Park area Sunday. A driver lost control and slammed right into a fence off of Bartram Park Road.
We have car accidents in the area every single day. We're not telling you this because it's just a car accident, because neighbors there say this is an issue. There is a problem that's been going on for a while because of speed, because of blind spots, which makes it difficult to navigate.
The road being as, curvy and windy as it is, I think it's super easy for an accident to happen of some sorts.
Yeah, and now neighbors are asking JSO to step up speeding enforcement in that area. The actual crash from Sunday is still being investigated.
An update now on a story we brought you from Friday. A registered sex offender who allegedly cut off his tracking device, now back behind bars. St. Johns County Sheriff's Office says that's a 35-year-old. His name is Robert Farrell, and he was captured Sunday. Farrell is now being held in county jail with no bond.
Well, another mysterious project could bring more jobs to Jacksonville. This week, the City Council will consider giving a $700,000 grant to a healthcare company for Project Milan. The company's name is being kept a secret, but according to our partners at the Jacksonville Business Journal, the group employs 400 people and could create 60 more jobs. But if it does not get the money, it could cut jobs. The legislation will officially be introduced to City Council on Tuesday. We're going to keep a close eye on that one and bring you updates as soon as we learn more.
Showed you the lovely sunrise already this morning, and if you're going to go out to the beach, Mike reminded you about the rain. Another reminder is you will encounter some closures in parts of Jack's Beach as renourishment work continues there for the dunes, all after Hurricane Matthew wiped some of them away. Parts of the beach itself will be shut down starting today as crews move sand down the south to build those dunes back up. Areas from 14th Avenue South to 27th Avenue South are going to be closed. The times and dates of closures do vary greatly, so be aware if you're heading out to the beach. We've got that on firstcoastnews.com. Hey, no surprise. Let's watch what Tim Tebow does these days. Hit another home run. How about this? Playing still with the St. Lucie Mets. Curious how long that'll last until he gets promoted. Got his 4th homer with that team on Sunday. The home run tied the game then at 2 apiece. Then the Mets end up winning it 3-2. Right now, Tebow, by the way, batting average of .317. Pretty strong.
Well, the greatest of all time versus the great white shark. Not really. The big Michael Phelps versus shark race aired on the Discovery Channel last night, but a lot of fans are not happy with how it turned out.
Because it was a virtual shark.
Yeah.
It was virtual. It wasn't real. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be realistic to put a real one out there. Instead of that real one in open water like had been promoted, Phelps lost by 2 seconds. Most fans upset. Others said it made sense not to put him in open water with a huge predator. Well, yeah, logic wins.
But then why they promoted it like there's going to be divers, there's going to be safety.
Yeah.
Bamboozled.
And there were, but just virtual shark.
I'm still flabbergasted.
No surprise. Oh my.
Okay, but I'm going to make your day, make it better. How about a nice sunny finish? But we got to be careful. Showers quickly filling in across Duval and heading to the beach.
Well, your traffic isn't virtual. It's definitely out there this morning. And look at those low clouds. That rain is almost in the downtown area. Mike and I are going to be watching your weather and traffic throughout the morning for you.
And that's what we'll be back in a half hour. We're not going anywhere. You can follow along. #Katie's Commuters, #GMJ. We're back in a few. Beautiful day out there.